shift, come back, shift. Beautiful work. Let's go, champ. Quick, quick, forward, switch, back, sprint. That's it.
Welcome everybody to the first episode of The Art of War. I'm in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado to be specific. And my guest is a young man who has an extensive amateur background and pedigree. He came on the pro scene with a splash and a lot of buzz. This young man had 16 first-round knockouts. He's very brash, he's very outspoken.
I'm young, I'm strong. There's my opportunity to become legendary in the sport of boxing.
But he's got the biggest fight of his career coming up September 14th against Canelo Alvarez for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. I want to welcome my special guest today, Edgar, the chosen one, Berlanga. Brother, I know and I get how training camp is controlled chaos, man. It's not, you know, it's a lot going on. So I want to thank you for opening up your camp. And I just want to jump straight into it, man. As the fight that you've been calling for is about 3 weeks away, how are you feeling and how has camp been going?
I'm feeling amazing, man. You know, we came out here to Boulder. You know, this is my first time like really being in the mountains.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I came out here with
Been
Team
to Springs,
USA.
right? Colorado
yeah, I've been to
Springs?
Springs before, yeah, but it wasn't like this, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is. It's different, you know, it's a different level. But yeah, man, I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm happy. And I just wanted to match where he's at, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the main reasons, you know. It was the mental part, you know what I'm saying? I seen he was in the mountains. I was like, I want to be in the mountains with him, you know?
I think he's what, in Tahoe, Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, Lake Tahoe, yeah.
So outside of matching what he's putting down and maybe the altitude training, why Boulder as opposed to Puerto Rico where you've had camp, Florida, Las Vegas?
We was gonna do it in the Springs, and then I reached out to my brother, Deion Sanders Jr. You know, this is their town, so when I reached out to him, he was like, yo, like, you know, come out here, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's beautiful. You know, I got the realtor out here, get you the Airbnbs and stuff. You know, you get situated, it's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? You can use the campus out here. And I thought about, say, you know what? Nobody never really did camp out here in Boulder, you know what I'm saying? It's different.
I've never heard of it.
You know, and it's something different. You know, you wake up in the morning, you see a whole bunch of people riding bikes up here, running, you know, so for me, it's more of a town that, you know, that you see a lot of athletes and stuff, you know, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I want to take you back a little bit. You know, as a youngster, you played multiple different sports. You know, you played basketball and football, and, you know, Pops ran into some trouble early in his life.
Yeah.
You know, paid his debt to society. And the beautiful thing is after he did that, man, his focus was on his son.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see people get in trouble or they fall on hard times and they get out and they go right back to the old lifestyle. But Pop focused on you, and at 7 years old, he convinced you to fight over all the other sports. How did he get your attention, and how did he convince you? So
2 weeks after I was born, he went away for 7 years. So I fell in love with baseball. I knew about boxing because of my uncle, but I fell in love with baseball first. You know, I'm in the projects. You know, the projects was like it was like paradise for us type stuff. You know, like I look out the window and we had like probably like 6 projects surrounded by the park in the middle, and I'll see the kids playing baseball and stuff. So I fell in love with baseball first. You know, I jumped on 2 teams. When Pops came home, you know, I was playing ball, and then for some reason we was driving by the gym and he was just like, yo, you wanna go into this boxing gym? I was like, yeah. He put me in. I seen a whole bunch of kids in the ring sparring and stuff. And then my dad's friend was like, yo, you know, you should bring your son, man. You know, my father was like, yeah, you wanna come to the gym? You wanna start training? I was like, yeah, and he took me, man, and you know what I'm saying? And from there, it never stopped.
Now, your situation is similar to mine, where my dad got me my start in the sport. He actually did the same thing. He brought me to the gym, told me about, you know, his boxing stories. He was an amateur boxer, and I was like, dang, I want to do it because you did it. But he didn't train me. And that seems to be the same relationship you have with your pops, where he got you to that point, but then he passed you off.
My dad never trained me, you know, he always just picked me up from school every day. I try to wiggle my way around it, not going to the gym. I try to say I got homework, I gotta wash clothes. I was like, yo, I gotta stay after school. He used to come and just grab me, like, nah, you going to the gym, man, especially summertimes. You know, in New York, you got the pump outside, the ice cream truck, you know, kids are running around in the streets in Brooklyn, and I used to be crying. He used to grab me, grab your bag, you going to the gym, take me to the gym. But the difference was, like, you know, it wasn't a force. You know how you could force kids and then, you know, they could get hurt, you know, boxing is dangerous. With me, it was, he just had to bring me to the gym. That's all he had to do was just, once he brought me into the gym, I used to cry. I used to go into that gym, spar, hit the bag, and I used to come out happy, you heard? Laughing.
Yeah.
And he knew it, you know what I'm saying? So it was stuff like that that went on.
Now, you sparred one time, and then you got thrown into the Junior Olympics. Your start was a little different than mine. I pretty much got stopped my first sparring session, and I lost my first fight. You rallied off 11 straight wins as an amateur. What do you remember about that time when you were on that win streak?
It was amazing, man. I mean, so going back to the first sparring, right, when they put me in there, I did pretty good. My dad was, he was happy, but he was like, my dad's is a street guy, so he's like, I want to see where his mental's at, so I want to see what happens when he get beat up.
I want to test you.
You know what I'm saying? So they put me in with another kid. I got touched up. I came out, I was crying. And I was like, Dad, I want to whip his behind.
Yeah.
I want him again. I started crying hysterically. My dad started laughing like, yeah.
But you didn't try to, you wanted to go back in there?
Not that day, but after when I went home, and then probably like 2 days later, they put me back in the ring. And I did my thing, and my dad was like, yeah, this is for him.
Man, explain to me about the New York kid growing up. I wrote about this in my book, how at the Nationals, got kids from Philly, Ohio, Michigan, all over. But the New York kids were a little bit different.
Yeah.
It always seemed like they were super young, but like they had grown man conversation. I'm looking at this dude like, bro, you 8, like you 10, what you talking about? And they always had the latest fashion. What is it about the New York kid that kind of gives them that confidence and that swag?
New York is like the capital of like fashion.
Y'all get it first.
Yeah, 100%, man. And especially like with us, right? Like with me, I was born and raised in the hood, in the projects and stuff. So that's all you see, You see the guys, the guys that was in the streets, dealing with, with certain things and stuff. And you see the big cars, you see the chains, You go on the TV, you see the rappers, One of them was Fat Joe. I used to always see Fat Joe, big chains on and stuff. Yeah. So that was something that, that we grew up around, It was like it's a hip hop culture in New York, you know what I'm saying? And with us, that's just all I saw. And I fell in love with it, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it doesn't make me, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make me who I am, it's something that I like.
Yeah. But when you think about, that's the sort of the fashion piece and sort of the cultural piece, but like the mentality of a New York fight. What is the mentality of a New York fighter?
We gritty. You got a lot of greats that came out of New York, you know what I'm saying? You got Zab, you got Mike Tyson, Poison, Junior Jones, the list goes on, Luis Collazo. You got guys that, we came from the mud, man, and I feel like we got a lot of grit. We come from that, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why we portray that, like when we go in that ring, we mean. I feel like New York fighters is mean. Yeah,
y'all always did a lot before the fight, bro. Yeah. Always. Y'all never came quietly, never. So I always heard about the New York fighters before I seen them. Yeah. I remember at the Lenexa, Kansas, I'm 10, and it's my first national at the Silver Gloves. And I'm in the room getting rest, and the coaches, they go out at night and stuff like that. Virgil always come back, man, it's this kid Curtis Stevens, man. Yeah. This kid Curtis, I'm talking to his uncle, Andre Rozier. I'm like, yeah, I'm young, man. Yeah. He like, yeah, he said he grew up under Mike Tyson's doorstep. And I'm like, I don't even know what to think. I'm like, all right. He like, man, but we gonna get him though. But they was talking loud all week leading up to the finals. Yeah. And I'm out there outboxing people. That boy clipping people. He clipping people. Yeah. So New York was always different, man. Tell me about Andre Rozier a little bit. Were Mark, your current coach who you reunited with, was he working alongside Uncle Dre, or was it Dre and then Mark? How did that timeline go?
Nah, it was Mark the whole way. When I turned pro, I was in the amateurs. So when I came out of the amateurs to turn pro, I wasn't clipping nothing. I wasn't knocking nobody out like that. I was
gonna ask you about that.
I was a boxer. I was always boxing. You know what I'm saying? I was sharp. And when I turned pro, I went to Mark one day in the gym. I'm like, yo, Mark, I want to start knocking people out. Mark was like, you want to start knocking people out? I'm gonna teach you. I was all right. And it started from there. He put me on the bag. I used to be hours on the bag, repetition, different combinations, just over and over. Every day I used to get tired. It's like, yo, I'm over here on 3 hours on the bag, coach. Again. It transitioned from the floor, and then it went into, into the sparring or whatnot. So, Mark Freud was the guy that actually made the monster, made the guy, that I am today in the pros. But Uncle Dre was, I had a situation with management. So me and Mark split, and I left back to New York. We was training in the Bronx, and we both moved to Florida. So when we was out there, from there I left back to New York. And I was just stuck like, damn, who I'm gonna train with? And then they brought up Andre. And it was like, yo, you know, you got Rozier. And I was like, all right, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I seen he had Sergey Derevchenko. Yeah. He was training on Danny Jacobs and stuff. So I was like, all right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? He's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. Let's make it happen. And then, you know, I worked with him. But then it was for, you know, for not a long stretch, probably like 3 years, 3.5 years. And then, you know, me and Mark got right and we got back together.
So what time frame was that with Uncle Dre?
That ended in 2019 and we probably ended 2022. So about 3 years.
Why it didn't work out?
With Dre, I mean, you know, for me, I already knew who was the guy that I had chemistry with. You know, it was Mark. And Andre's a legendary trainer. But you know how boxing is, man. It's about chemistry. And I feel like me and Mark always had that trainer and fighter chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a second father to me. You know what I'm saying? He knows my body. He knows my mind. And we match each other mentally. You know what I'm saying? And he's done pushed me in that gym and made me do things I didn't think I could do. You know, because he came into my mind and he worked on my mind before anything. You know, I feel like from the amateurs, you know, I didn't understand IQ. I didn't understand willpower. I didn't understand discipline. I didn't understand a lot until I got with him. So that's why I take my head up. That's why I'm like the way I am with him. And when we got back together, you know, me and Dre split, you know, it was still stuff going on. And at one point I was just like, yo, I told Pops, I'm like, yo, I don't even think I want to box no more, bro. I'm like, if I can't get with Mark, and this was 2022 after the Angulo fight. I'm like, but I can't get with Mark. I think I'm gonna hang it up.
You just knew that's who you wanted to go back with.
I say, yo, I know there's a lot of trainers out there, but that's the guy that knows me. That's the guy that I want to build my legacy with. And thank the Lord, man. You know, I'm prayer, putting God first, man. Him doing his job on his side, Pops doing his job on that side. You know, we made it happen.
Who made that call first?
My dad.
Yeah?
Yeah, my dad. Me, I was more internally thinking about it, but my dad was the one that reacted to it and just started putting the puzzles together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because we spoke about a lot of things that's happening now, and it's just so happened that God works in mysterious ways, how we departed, but how we came back together, and now we chasing some out of this world, man.
You feel like this thing is stronger than ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that sometimes, man. Sometimes you got to go apart for a season, and then you come back stronger, and just for whatever reason, the relationship needed that, man. So I'm glad you brought that up, man, about your style being different as an amateur, because that's what I heard. It was like, no, Edgar, a good boxer, man. He wasn't fighting like this in the amateurs. So you start doing the bag drills, and you start really focusing on the power. But when did it start showing up?
It was more in the sparrings. It started in the sparrings. You know, Mark put me to spar, and I was just clipping people, boom, pulling them out. Another sparring, boom, pulling people out. And then the transition into fight night, you know what I'm saying? My first pro fight, second pro fight. But it was more of, you know, Mark never like trained me to knock, like he trained me more to just sit down on my punches, you know, more, because I was a mover. I was always moving, you know what I'm saying? You know? And he taught me how to sit down, you know, and set up my shots and stuff. That's why if you look at my knockouts, I always set everything up. You know, it was always the jab, pull back, right hand hook, you know what I'm saying, or slip, up, you know, up jab, right hand down the pipe, you know what I'm saying? It was always off something, you know, and then my power, you know what I'm saying? Those dudes was just going.
So you turned pro April 2016.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a promoter when you initially turned?
Yeah, I didn't.
So you come on the scene, man, and you got 9 straight knockouts, and then TopRank comes calling. Had they been looking at you, or did they just show up and say, hey, we want to do a deal?
Yeah, so I had a management, Pro Box, Gary Jonas was managing me. So, you know, a lot of promoters didn't want to sign me. Like, it was like, they wasn't interested. I was like, we don't want them, So right there, I was just on some like, all right, nobody want to sign me, okay. So I already knew in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna have to make some noise for these guys to start, you know what I'm saying, start calling that phone and stuff. And after my 4th fight, I did it in New York, and I caught a knockout first round, and the dude's head went out the ring and almost rang the bell. And I wasn't even main event. I was probably like right before the main event or something. And that went viral. And then that's when like the promoters started like picking up on me and started seeing, and then they see the next fight, another first round knockout, boom. And I was just stepping up little by little. I was stepping up more and more in competition. I was just dropping these guys, and then TopRank just started, you know, buzzing the phone like, yo, we want them.
When did that first round knockout thing start becoming like something that you like was hearing about? Like you knew you were getting them, but like when did it start being a conversation? Like, man, bro, he got 5, he got 6, he got 9.
I say after like the 12th, But it was more, yo, I swear, man, like, I was never going in there like, I gotta knock him out the first round. Like, it was never that. It was just me just doing, you know what I'm saying, just going there. I was just touching these guys, boom, and it was just like, and I just jump on them. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those, you know, like once I touch them, they was just going. I was like, oh, all right, okay, come over here. And I'll get them out. You know what I'm saying? It was like one of those. So I never like really dreaded on the first round thing. I feel like people outside, like, you know, like the family, fans, they was, you know, they get anxious, you feel me? But me, I was more relaxed. I think, like, for real, I didn't care about going into the second round. Like, you know, it was nothing, like, big for me.
But now you signed to TopRank and you fighting on ESPN, and I'm in those production meetings. Yeah. I'm calling the fights ringside with the crew. That's a conversation piece constantly. Edgar, how you doing? You got it. You up to 10 now. You up to 11. How you gonna keep it going? No matter what you focus on in camp, that's always a conversation piece when you got on television. It looked like it was a struggle for you trying to manage that, trying to block out the first round, knockout thing, but also focus on your craft. But how difficult was it?
It started getting difficult, right? Because, like, people was expecting that now. People was expecting knockouts now, you know? Like, so I say it was a gift and a curse, you know? Like, you know, it's like if you're a baseball player and you always hitting home runs, and then now you go 5, 6 games, 7 games without hitting a home run, you know what's gonna come after that.
Wrong?
Oh my God, this guy, you know. Meanwhile, you hitting infield, you hitting shots infield, but you're not hitting home runs. But
they don't want that.
But they don't want that. So with me, it was like, I started knowing, I'm like, damn, yeah, like the pressure started getting on me now. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, not too much, just a little bit. You know, because I already know. I'm like, damn, like if I don't get this, you know what I'm saying? If I don't get these guys out of here, I already know what time it is.
But was it a part of you that kind of wanted to go some rounds?
Oh yeah, of course.
Deep down?
I needed that, 100%. Like, in order to be out there and hang with the big dogs and be at that level, I gotta get in those rounds. You know, I can't go in there and fight a guy that's at that level and go into the 10th round or the 12th round and I don't know what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I get drowned easy.
At a certain point, I was like, man, it almost makes sense for this dude just to let a dude get to the second round, just to get that off of him. Yeah. And just so he could just focus on doing the rounds and keep, you know, continuously building his career. You finally did get some rounds. Yeah. April 2021 against Damon Nicholson. How did that feel when the end of the first bell finally rang and you went back to that corner?
I was normal. I still had that like mentality, like, because I already felt like, you know what I'm saying, when I touched him, you know, he was already like, I could see in his face, you know what I'm saying, like his face was going. So I was like, we could still get this guy out of there, you know what I'm saying? I just had to keep pulling on the pressure and stuff. But it felt good, you know, when I did the whole 8, I was like, damn. Yeah. Like, I needed that.
Did you have any doubt? Like, was there any doubt that crept in? Like, bro, I'm hitting him hard and everybody else failed, he not going nowhere?
Nah, it wasn't no doubt. It was more of just like, I started understanding like now that guys are gonna try to like wiggle their way around it. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna wanna get hit with certain shots. They're gonna run. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to play as much defense to survive.
I mean, big knockouts equal big rating. Big ratings equal big buzz. So we start seeing you now in your personal life and guys pulling up to the fight like Tracy Morgan, Fat Joe, somebody that seems very, very close to you. I think Lil Wayne as well.
Yeah.
How did these connections come about?
You know how it is just from winning. You know, Mark always told me, you know, everybody want to be around a winner, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what life, you know, that comes with it. As soon as you stop winning, you know, people don't want to be around losers, you know? Like, he told me, he was like, you don't want to be around a loser, right? You want to be around winners, right? And I was just like, it hit me. I was like, word. He said, nobody want to be around losers. Nobody. You don't want to be around a loser. You want to be around winners, right? I said, yeah. He said, so the more you win, the more people's going to want to be around you because you're winning and you're looking good. But he always told me, God forbid that day stop or something happens, you're going to see a lot of people, for me, you're going to see a lot of people leave that crowd and they're going to go and they're going to do their other thing, you know what I'm saying? They're going to do something else, you know? So just don't fall in love with it, you know what I'm saying? Don't fall in love with what's going on. Just understand that you have that because of what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? They're not saying that they using me or they want to be around me, you know, because these are legends, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody, not just them, but, you know, it comes with it, you know what I'm saying?
But it's a lot of guys that's winning, and they don't seem to have those kind of relationships. I mean, what was interesting to me was Like, for example, the Tracy Morgan or Fat Joe, that seemed to be more of a personal relationship.
Yeah.
That didn't seem to be just on the boxing stuff.
No, yeah, Tracy, for sure. Tracy and Fat Joe, you know, that's
Did it start as boxing and then develop into a personal relationship?
It started as boxing, but then it became very personal. Like, you know, I brought my son around them, you know what I'm saying? I've done been to their house, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we done spoke like real personal things, you know what I'm saying? So that with them, that's family for life, you know what I'm saying? I know we locked in forever.
And you seem to, I ain't really seen the camera that you was in front of that you didn't seem like you like. You look like you very comfortable in the spotlight, right? I see that charisma. I see just your personality come out. It's almost like you saying, yeah, give me some more. Give me some more of the attention. Give me some more of the bright lights. How do you balance that when you building a brand? I guess you could say you being yourself and you're taking advantage of the opportunity, but you're keeping the main thing, which is boxing and winning.
Yeah.
What's the balance?
Just not overdoing it, you know what I'm saying? I know how far we could take it, you know what I'm saying? But it's also, we focusing on the big picture, and that's September 14th. We're not fighting no regular guy, you know, we find a legend at the end of the day, and I know what they do, I know their tactics. Like you said, I love the cameras, I always love the cameras, you know what I'm saying? But it's you gotta minimize certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen after we win? Everything gonna come, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of, you know, about building a fight, but also staying locked in, staying focused, because after that win, after that dub, everything gonna come, you know?
Throughout your life and throughout your career, how does Edgar Berlanga deal with pressure? The pressure of life, people pulling on you. Being in this camp right now, biggest fight of your life on the horizon, how do you deal with pressure?
Just staying, you know, mentally right here, you know, and just, I've been praying a lot, man. I got baptized again.
Really?
Yeah, I got baptized about 2 months ago. After I got the news that we was getting the Canelo fight. I was just like, damn, like, God, you answer my prayers, man. Like, and I was like, yeah, it's about that time. I just gotta change, man, you know. So I got baptized and stuff, and I just been praying a lot, you know, because I know what comes with it, you know what I'm saying? And it is a lot of pressure on me, you know what I'm saying? But as long as I'm grounded spiritually, you know what I'm saying? And I got good people around me, you know, and I got my prayer warriors around me, and I got my dad, I got my mother, I got my girl, my son, you know, I'm happy, you know, I'm content with life. And that's what makes me, you know, stay focused and being able to deal with that pressure, you know what I'm saying? I know that I'm a star, I know that, you know, I named myself the chosen one for a reason. It's because of the Bible, you know, watching King David, when King David, you know, killed Goliath and stuff. So, you know, I know what it comes in, and I asked God for it, you know what I'm saying? And Mark told me this too. Mark told me this. Coach Mark, he told me, I could be careful what you ask for. And I never knew, because, you know, sometimes in prayer, you start asking for all this stuff. You be like, yo, God, please, man, give me this. Yo, God, please, I need, please, you know. And I learned to just ask for what I need, not what I want. And that right there just changed everything.
You know, to Coach's point, you're right, man, because a lot of times we asking for blessings and opportunity. Just let me get that, open that door, God. And we don't know what's on the other side. It's like, yeah, you may get the gift, you may get the prize, but to whom much is given, much is required. And sometimes people want the gift, but not the requirement. So I think that was a very wise thing that Coach said. Jumping back to sort of your New York swag and sort of how you move, where did your love for jewelry and diamonds and fashion come from?
I'll say, like, guys in the streets and stuff, you know, like just watching them, you know, like just me being young, seeing that, you know, and then obviously seeing, you know, the rap, you know, going on MTV and clicking on them channels and seeing, like I said, Fat Joe's one of the guys I used to always look at, like, oh.
I always had a big piece on him.
Yeah, then, you know, the older kids, you know, they used to always be having, you know, whatever they was doing in the streets, you know, they always was chunked out and stuff. So I used to see that, and I used to be like, damn, that look cool, you know, like I started liking fashion because of that. And a quick story, my dad came home when I was 7, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna take you shopping. I was like, all right. So he took me shopping, right? And he took me to a store, but he took me to the cheap side, you know, like the $5 shirts and stuff. And he like, yeah, look, yeah, pick whatever you want. You know, jeans probably like $3, shirts for like $4. And I'm like, nah, Pop. I'm like, Pop, I wanna go on that side. He's like, what? What you mean you wanna go on that side? you know, they had the mink coats, you know, Rockaway, Echo, Nietzsche, you know what I'm saying? And he called my mom, he's like, yo, what you teaching him, man? You know, like, she's like, what? You know, like, so it's also from my mom too, you know, my mom always had us jigged out, you know what I'm saying? Always, yeah. My mom is a real, like, when you meet mom, she's more like, she's a real New Yorker, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's into, you know, like hip hop and stuff. So, you know, I got to shout out Mom Dukes for that too.
How do you balance your love for fashion and jewelry with trying to manage your money right? Because you heard the stories about athletes and fighters in general having it and then going broke, and then you see them 10, 15 years after their career, and it's like, man, bro, he ain't got it no more. How you balance that? I'm
not gonna lie, I had a good run, right? 2022, I fought back to back, and I made good money. And I went a little crazy.
Seen the crib you posted.
Yeah.
I seen the crib.
Nah, but that's just now. But this 2022. This is like, I was going on vacation. I was, you know, going out, restaurants, this, that. You know, I was like, I was living. You know, and I looked at my account. I was like, damn. And I, you know, I had to pay taxes and stuff. I was like, ooh. And then I had the American Express. You know, the American Express, that was 100,000. You could swipe.
Yeah,
so I was swiping 40,000, 50.
Yes.
I was paying the credit card monthly, 50,000, 40,000 a month. I'm like, I see this shit going cling, cling, cling. And I don't see nothing coming in. I'm like, ooh, wait, hold up. And 2022, that's when it hit me. I was like, nah, yeah. I was like, you know, my girl was telling me too. She would tell me, like, she's one of those that she would see something expensive. I'll take that one. You know what I'm saying? She'll take the one that's less expensive. You know, she was always in my head, but I was like, nah, babe, like, come on, you know, we young, you know, come on, get that, come on, babe, let me go.
I feel you.
And it hit me 2022, and then after that, I was just like, I gotta do right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be going out there, you know, like, going, like, spending on jewelry and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, more if I got a jeweler, you know, it's more of, you know, like them, like doing like sponsorships and stuff, you know, stuff like that. And I just started understanding, like, you know, my money, and just really understanding, you know, how to budget and opening up businesses and stuff. Now, you know, I got a towing truck company with my father. You know what I'm saying? We got about like 4 trucks now. 4? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We about to open up a body shop too in Florida. You know, so now I'm starting to look at ways, you know, I'm speaking with Joe. I'm like, yo, Joe, after this fight, I want to put some money where he was like, yeah, we're going to open up a Jersey Mike's. We're going to probably open up, you know what I'm saying? We open up a Subway's. We got some. We got to look at, you know what I'm saying? And just having good management, you know, and having good people around you too, that's so important. You know, I feel like the circle is so important, you know, because when you got people that are rich and that know what to do with the money, and you got people that you around that just know how to just spend money, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to teach you how to make money, you know what I'm saying? So I learned that too, you know.
But Joe, he talked about it openly. You know, he done made the mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing to have somebody like that who still has their money, but man, they went through some rough time, had to take that L and then bounce back.
Yeah.
So man, keep doing what you're doing in that space, bro, because, you know, one day, as you know, this thing gonna end. And you're not gonna wanna do it. Your body may not respond the way it used to, and you wanna have what you're supposed to have in there where I can live off my interest, man, and be good. If I never want to work again, I don't have to work. So keep doing what you're doing in that space, man, and gaining that knowledge, man, and really just the budget thing, that's the key.
Yeah, and I never I don't like feeling like, you know, and this happens to a lot of fighters, and you know, a fighter will have to take a fight because their money ain't right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they'll be present to a fight, and like, yo, and they'll tell like, yo, babe, damn, we making 4 M's, 5 M's, but damn, I only got 4 weeks, 5 weeks to the fight, and I'm 20-some pounds overweight. Yep. And they go and they take the fight, and then they take a L, you know, just because of that, because the money not right. So.
And then not only that, the manager knows you tight because you probably got an advance. The promoter knows that you need money. So you think you're gonna get what you really deserve for that fight? No, we gonna press him. Hey, the kid just borrowed 150 from me. The kid just borrowed 200 from me because he knows he's got a fight coming up. So when we negotiate now, you don't have a lot of wiggle room to push back and say, no, I ain't got to take this fight. Get my money right, I ain't fighting.
No.
How can you do that if they know you press? So even if you have a good team, you got to be mindful of that.
Yeah,
because you're still negotiating. Like I used to say this, my team is not my team until the negotiation process is had. I got to negotiate with that promoter, that network. Once we get that money right, we could be one big happy family again. We good, we got that straight. Y'all, I got my number, you good? All right, cool. But they're trying to keep as much as possible, and we trying to make as much as possible. So fighters just got to keep that in mind, man. Your team knows what's going on, and they know your spending habits, and they know if you hurting for bread or if you good. So you just got to keep that in mind, man, because if you have several negotiations like that throughout your career, you may look up at the end of that and you don't know how much money you missed out on because you didn't have the leverage to negotiate.
1,000%.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you getting these knockouts, 16 knockouts, until you finally go the distance. And then you have, if I'm not mistaken, 4 straight decisions from there, right?
Yeah, 5.
5?
Yeah.
Before, I'm saying before the TopRank relationship ended.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
So 4 before that?
Yeah.
Why was your contract up? Did they release you? Why did that relationship no longer exist?
Nah, yeah, we decided to go our separate ways. It was just more about, you know, we had a lot of like negotiations going back and forth after the Angulo fight, like what's next for me, and we wanted to go a certain direction. They didn't want to go that direction. They wanted to go the opposite, and it was like several meetings back to back that we kept like it was the same thing over and over and over, the same fights about where we want to go. And that's when we just like, yeah, I don't think the relationship is there no more. You know, like what y'all want, we don't want, and what we want, y'all don't want. So
what did you guys want?
We wanted to keep moving up. You know what I'm saying?
Stiffer competition.
Yeah, stiffer competition. You know, and obviously get more money. You know, but you know, and you know, that's why we in the game, right? For legacy. You know, I didn't want to keep fighting guys. You know, like on that Angulo level, and you know, they wanted that way. You know, for the next 4 or 5 fights, and we didn't like it. You know, it was like, nah, you ready for that type of fight, you know, for the big time, and that's why we parted.
So then in steps Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sports. What did you like about Matchroom, and why do you think that was a good fit?
With Eddie, right, when we sat down with him, it was more just about him understanding our vision and what we wanted in the next 2 years, 3 years with them. And he matched it. He was just like, you know what, let me hear what y'all have, and let's see if we can negotiate it and see what it's like. And we told him this is the plan we have. You know, we want to fight 2 fights and fight Canelo, or fight 1 fight and fight Canelo. And he was like, let's do it. We told him the numbers, and he said, I'm cool with that.
So the Canelo fight was definitely attached to, them delivering that was attached to you get into that relationship.
Yeah, and then we had the obligations of you know, like if, you know, obviously, because Canelo was with Matchroom, and he parted ways and went with PBC and stuff. So when that happened, it was more like, you know, Eddie being, you know, he was on his back foot, you know. So in our contract, we had like that we could negotiate the fight. You know what I'm saying? My team could go, you know, with the consent of Eddie and go behind and just, you know, make the fight happen. And that's what we did.
We're gonna get into the Canelo fight in just a minute, but you know, we keep it real on this show, man. We just have open conversation, and I know it's been a lot of talk about your chin. I had to deal with a lot of that stuff early in my career. I got buzzed in my second fight. I think it was my 6th or 7th fight, Darnell Boone. I got dropped. So I had to wear that jacket for I don't know how many years before I proved that I did have a chin. Do you think all the conversation about your chin is legitimate? Or how do you feel? What type of chin does Edgar Berlanga have?
I think I got a steel chin. I feel like it's boxing. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody could get clipped, anybody could get hurt, you know, it's boxing, you know. At the end of the day, when you put on 8-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves, you know, anybody can punch.
Can happen.
You know, and the punch that you don't see, I don't care who you are, man. Like, I done seen Sergey Derchenko hurt Triple G in their fight, you know what I'm saying, to the body, but it's more just punches that you don't see, you know what I'm saying, in the sport. And it comes with it, you know what I'm saying? The best got dropped, you know, the best got hurt, the best got knocked out. You know, you see Pacquiao got flattened out, came back and, you know, won numerous championships, you know, and Pacquiao got probably slept like 3 times, twice in his career, you know. So, you know, I don't think that defines any fighter, you know. I feel like any fighter, you know, that gets hit, that gets dropped and gets up and finishes a fight and wins, that's a true champion.
Like we talked about before, you know, your name has been connected with Canelo's for the last few years. You leave TopRank, you sign with Matchroom, and then, as you mentioned, Canelo leaves. So when I'm reading that, I'm like, oh, bad timing. It's quiet as it pertains to you and Canelo fighting, and then all of a sudden, Berlanga got the fight. How did the fight come about? What was that first phone call like?
It was, you know, it was a lot of like negotiations and stuff, you know, the team was going back and forth with. So we wasn't like 100% sure, because anything can happen in boxing. You know, one day you could be like, yo, we got the fight, and the next day they're like, yo, this dude's fighting us. He's fighting this guy from the UK, you know, it's like, oh. Yeah, it wasn't like something that I was losing sleep over, but my dad was just like, yo, we gotta just stay training. Because at that level, you know, Floyd's, you know, even Canelo that knows that, you know, they bring the money in the sport, they could, you know, and if their opponent is making life-changing money, they could call up an opponent and be like, yo, listen, I want to fight him, and it's 5 weeks, 6 weeks to the fight.
You got to take it. You don't have to, but most do.
Yeah, most do, because like, yo, I can't give up this, bro. Like, there's an opportunity of a lifetime, you know? So my dad was just more on me like, yo, just make sure we train and make sure you're in the gym, make sure you're not training hard, but just make sure your body's active, make sure you're doing something, make sure you're in that gym with Mark at least 3 times a week, and then twice a week, you know, you running, you moving your body around and stuff, because if we get that call, you know, and it was looking like it's gonna be 100%, you know. When I went first when I knocked Patrick McCorry out, it was already the buzz that I was could possibly get the fight in May, but I was like, damn, it's too close. I was like, I don't think we're gonna get that fight. I said for sure we probably get the fight in September, and then boom, like a week later they got the fight, and then I shot out to the fight May 4th. And in Vegas, they was just going crazy. The Mexicans, like I go into the MGM, they was going, Berlanga, oh my God, Berlanga. Like Mexicans was telling me, you're gonna beat Canelo.
Really?
Yeah, Mexicans, I'm like,
really?
I'm laughing like, you're gonna knock him out. So I just, you know what I mean? I love the people, man. I'm for the people, you know, so I just, that whole week, man, I probably gained like 20,000 followers. Just off just me being out there, just, you know, doing interviews. I was at the weigh-in. It was crazy, man. I was going to the fight. People was going crazy on me. You know, the fans are going, but they like, that's the next guy that's going to fight. Canelo. They already calling it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, yeah, it's on. I think it's going to happen. And then when I went to New York, it was a big press conference with the Saudis and stuff. And you know, Louis was there, my manager was there and stuff, and I seen Louis, I shook his hand, I said, what's up, man? Louis was like, yo, we're gonna try to make this stuff happen in September.
Okay.
I was like, I say no more. I said, yo, send my love to Eddie, you know, because at the end of the day, it's all respect. You know, it's a sport, but, you know, it's always respect. I said, yo, send my love to Eddie, you know, Renato, and, you know, tell him, you know, good luck on May 4th, and, you know, if you know, when they win or if they win, then we can make the fight happen in September.
Because you got 2 dates with Canelo. Yeah. You got, you know, Cinco de Mayo in May, and then you have Mexican Independence in September. So you know you only got really 2 days to play with in order to get that fight. How are the negotiations? Because I've heard that Canelo, as he should be, he's a bulldog in negotiations. And I read somewhere where he likes to take 85% of the revenue, and it's not a lot of wiggle room for a guy that he handpicks and says, I want to fight you. How was the negotiations with Team Canelo?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. We got what we wanted.
You comfortable? You satisfied with what you got?
Yeah, we got what we wanted. It's not the end. It's not the end goal for us, though. You know, it's not something like that. You know, that we stuck on. You know, like I feel like a lot of fighters, you know, they probably see that bread. They're like, oh yeah, this is retirement money right here. You know, with me, I look at the bigger picture. You know, I want everything that he got. You know what I'm saying? And not saying what he has, I want it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to create
top spot.
Yeah, I want to create that. You know what I'm saying? What he created, I want to create myself. And I feel like September 14th, that's the journey, that's the beginning of everything, you know. But yeah, definitely, man, we definitely got what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? They did good business. It was just more about, you know, just like, what then it goes like, oh, you know, they throwing Charlo, then they throwing Eubank. So I'm like, oh, these guys, man, like, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? But
it's all strategy. Yeah,
but I just knew, you know, like I was like, yo, we're gonna get this fight. Like, I just gotta stay training. You know what I'm saying? And just making sure my body's right.
In a big fight, when you're making millions of dollars, some cases tens of millions of dollars, the money is a bonus. You know, that's how you got to look at it. As you just mentioned, you know, the fight is the primary thing, and then the bonus is that check after the work is done. And you're right, some guys, they get it twisted and they mess up because they train and they focusing, but they can't wait to get that check, and that check is almost more exciting than the actual victory.
That's a fact.
You guys just had your press conference, you know, several weeks ago. What type of feel did you get? You're finally in his presence, you look at him face to face, you're talking to him, he's talking to you. What type of read did you get on Canelo Alvarez?
I know he a bull. You know, I know that there was plenty that was in my seat, you know what I'm saying, that never came through with the victory. You know, he fought the best. You know, he fought legends, man. So with that right there, you know, I don't knock him. I don't take, you know what I'm saying, I can't not give him respect. You know, I give him respect as a fighter. But you know, in New York, you know, I was in New York, you know, I had no shirt. You know, I'm in New York, I'm chilling, man. Like, you know, I got Joe with me, I got my family. I'm chilling, I'm in New York. You know, I got like 100 guys outside from Harlem, from the Bronx, going crazy. I'm chilling, you know, and I was relaxed, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, you know, him to know that I'm not a pushover, you know what I'm saying? He probably think like, oh, this kid is 27 years old, 22 fights. You know, I want him to understand and know through my eyes that I'm not afraid of him, you know what I'm saying? That he got respect as a fighter, but, you know, him fighting me September 14th is no respect. You know, I feel like a lot of these guys give him too much respect. You know, they respect him too much because, oh my God, you know, it's Canelo and, you know, he gave me a payday and yeah. I'm making all this money. And I told him, I'm like, yo, bro, do you understand that if you leave boxing tomorrow and those belts vacate and I grab all those belts and everything you doing I could do, like, I got to go in there put in the work. I got to go in there and beat legends, you know what I'm saying? But I could do that. I got the ability to do that. You know, I got everything what it takes to do that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it's cool, you know, you gave me the opportunity and I you know, I thank his team, thank you, you know, but then at the end of the day, I'm not Charlo, I'm not Plant, you know what I'm saying? I could create my own legacy the way he did, you know what I'm saying? Just like Trinidad, just like you did, just like Floyd, you know, I got that charisma, I got everything, you know what I'm saying, the ability to do that. So I just wanted him to understand that, no, you know, I'm not no pushover.
You think he believed you?
Maybe not, but September 14th, he's gonna know, you know, so out. I don't, yeah, I mean, he said he's seen fear, you know.
That's what he said?
Yeah, he was like, oh, I see fear inside. But, you know, like, I don't fear no man, you know what I'm saying? The only person I fear is God. And, you know, that's a fact. Like, I don't fear, like, when I looked in his eyes, you know, even at the second press conference, I couldn't get my eyes off him, you know what I'm saying? I still locked in on him. Even when he looked away, kept looking away, looking back, I still locked on him. Because I just want him to understand, like, there's no fear in me, bro. You know, like, I don't care about the 20,000 people that's gonna be in the arena. You know, my objective is you. I gotta put on those blinders that the horses use for the race and just, you know, lock in on him. And he's my, I'm not fighting the crowd, you know what I'm saying? I'm fighting the man in front of me. So I gotta always envision that and know that September 14th is him.
Man, what's the beef with Caleb Plant? Like, how did Caleb get it on the seats with the fans and the other fighters and y'all on the stage, and then, you know, he get into it, and me and Caleb were real cool. What's the beef with y'all? How'd that happen?
I was doing the weigh-in show for Canelo Munguia, and I didn't even know he was there. Like, I'm just making my way out. You know, I just seen Canelo, we shook hands and stuff, wished him luck. And Canelo's walking inside the building, I'm walking out. I get stuck because there was a crowd of people like around me going crazy and stuff. So I'm like, we trying to figure out how to leave. I'm like, yo, we got to get to the car. Like, what we gonna do? And I didn't even see him. He was right next to me. He just hits me. He's like, yo, what's up? When we gonna run it? I'm like, I said, what? He said, what's up? When we gonna run it? I'm like, when we gonna run it? I'm like, I said, I'm focusing on September right now. I got something right here that, you feel me? Like,
yeah, I gotta do
I got this right here. Like, I know we're gonna get this fight in September, so that's something. Nah, but if you don't get that fight, what's up? Like, he just kept going,
press you
going, yeah, pressing me, you know what I'm saying? And bro, we from, I said, man, you know, New Yorkers, you know, and the way I was growing up, you know what I'm saying, I take that as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna say and try to, you know, punk me or something, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I got aggressive on him, and I feel like I try to shake his hand. I'm like, y'all respect, and I told y'all respect you as a fighter, you know? Even though you lost, but you fought at that level. You know, you fought at the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? You took an L, but you made it to that level, you know what I'm saying? And you performed and you did what you had to do. I respect it. Oh, no, what's up? All right, so he just kept going. And I was just like, you know what? F this dude, man. I just started going off on him, you know what I'm saying? And from right there, it was over. Yeah. I was like, this dude's no good.
But y'all sparred before, right?
Yeah, we sparred.
How'd that go?
18. And
you were 18?
In Vegas, I was 18, yeah. I probably had like 2 pro fights.
Okay.
We was at Floyd's gym, and we jumped in. I just got landed into Vegas too. Like, I was probably like a day or 2 in there, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And I jumped in there with him, and we did 6 rounds, and he was just, you know, he woo, woo, woo. I was like swinging, trying to get him. He was dancing and stuff. And then in the 6th round, I got to him, you know what I'm saying? I got to him, and I hit him with a crazy body shot. Boom. And he started running. He started doing circles around the ring, jumped right out. We like, yo, one more.
He got out?
No. Yeah, he jumped out. No. Now he know, cause in Vegas for the win, I told, oh yeah, but I got better though. I'm like, I got better too. You spot an 18-year-old, bro. I just turned pro. Like, I'm a baby, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That might be where it's from. Issue. But you got like you told him, man, you got stuff you got to focus on.
Yeah, for sure.
So does he.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Y'all both got fights coming up. What Edgar Berlanga has to show up September 14th to shock the world and leave with his hand raised?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a big mountain that night. You know what I'm saying? That I gotta climb, and I gotta move it. I gotta break it down. I gotta go over it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, and everything that I've been doing for the past 20 years in the sport of boxing, and learning with Coach Mark. You know what I'm saying? And the IQ, the mentality. You know, and just following everything he's been teaching me in the gym. You know what I'm saying? For this fight. You know, a different Berlanga got to be in that ring that night. You know what I'm saying? To really beat Goliath, beat that giant. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, nobody's unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? He's gotten beaten before. You know, so it's something that it's not like I'm fighting a guy that's undefeated. You know what I'm saying? That we see holes and cracks in him. You know, and the dangerous thing with us, right, is that I'm always getting better. I feel like every fight, you know, now being with Mark is like, you know, getting back with Mark, we focus on a lot of like just getting better mentally, you know, and IQ and the mind, you know, how to set people up. And it's not only about physical, you know. Mark always tells me 3 things. You know, what's the first thing? This. What's the second thing? Your legs. And the last is this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mentality that we got, you know. Like I said, man, for that night is do or die, you know. And Mark told me, you know, I got to be great for 36 minutes that day.
No
just
doubt.
for 36 minutes.
No doubt.
He told me, just for 36 minutes, you got to be the best version of yourself, bro. Just for 36 minutes.
No doubt.
Now, it determines who you want to be September 15th. September 14th, you Edgar Berlanga, you fight Canelo. But who you're going to wake up September 15th is what's going to determine what you do September 14th. September 15th, you wake up and it's like, I'm short, damn. Or you're going to wake up like, you're waking up September 15th like, face of boxing.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to be great for 36 minutes that day. You know, and that's just off repetition and just everything we've been doing in the gym, on and on.
Man, that's interesting you put it like that, because I don't hear a lot of fighters talk about the day after. And I used to always think about Sunday morning, bro. Always. Waking up and coming to and trying to realize, oh, man, it ain't go my way last night. That's a real thing, bro. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Your son is named Chosen. How much motivation has he given you as a fighter? I know you love him and, you know, that's your baby boy, but how does he feed you as a fighter and as a man?
First off, you know, as a man, you know, now I got somebody I got to provide for. You know, it's just not about me no more. It's about my family. You know, it's about his mother and it's about him. When I didn't have him, it was more just, I feel like it was about me. I was with my girl, you know, we was having fun, but now it was like more about, now I got to have stability. Now I got to understand I got somebody there that, you know, I got to have something left over for him. You know, I can't be greedy. You know, I got to understand that we got to put him, and not to say this, but right now I got to put myself first, you know, because in the sport I'm in is brutal. But, you know, on the other hand, I do got to put my son first, you know what I'm saying? Because I brought him into this world, you know, she brought him into this world, you know, and we got to understand that we got somebody that's there that we got to groom him to become the best version of himself. And, you know, with me, as far as boxing, you know, that's something that I wake up, I'm like, damn. I look at him, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get to the gym now. I gotta make history. Like, I gotta set his future up. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? Whatever my dad did in his past, my dad always made sure like our future was set, especially mine. You know, like with the boxing and stuff. And he always provided, you know, the best way he could. So I learned that from him. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I say, damn, like now I understand the relationship me and him got, because like that's the relationship me and my son got, you know, like, and he's only 3 years old, but I look at him like a giant already. You know, I talk to him like he's a man, you know, and I talk to him like he's a superstar. Every day I tell him like, who's the man? I'm the man. Who's the best? Me. Who's a superstar? Me. You know what I'm saying? I'm implanting that in him every day.
Man, this is my last one, Edgar. What's your message to the people out there?
The message, man, like I said before, you know I got a lot of doubters out there. I know I got a lot of non-believers, You know, even from my culture, man. You know, from my race. You know, Puerto Ricans.
Really?
Yeah, 1000%. You know, even the people out there that's, you know, even sneak dissing me. You know what I'm
Really?
saying, behind my back. I know I see it. But you know, I'm gonna turn them into believers that night. 1000%. You know, through the grace of God. You know, putting God first, my hard work, man. I feel like it's my time now to really go out there and shock the world. Like I said before, I got to go out there for 36 minutes and be the greatest version of myself. And, you know, for the haters, man, for everybody out there, you know, you're going to see September 14th. And I love y'all, man. You know, y'all make me. You know, I needed that. You know, when I turned pro and nobody wanted to sign me, no promoters, I had to dig deep, you know, put on my work boots and get to work, you know. So I'm in the same situation, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's me against the world right now, you know, and that's the best feeling. You know, that's the sweetest victory when you got the whole world against you, you know, but that's when you're gonna see God's glory, 1000%, you know, and that night, man, it's gonna be for the non-believers and also for the believers that believed in me.
But why you feel like that? You a proud Puerto Rican American, you've spoken a lot about your heritage, and I think you've been even with both sides. I mean, I'm an American, but I'm a Puerto Rican too.
Yeah.
You go back to the island, I mean, they treat you like a legend already.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like your own people are hating on you?
It comes with it, man. In fact, Joe told me that, you know, when I was coming up, you know, Joe always told me, like, you know, with my race, you know, people are like that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's not even just Puerto Ricans, it's probably like everybody in the world. You know, I feel like, you know, people don't believe until they see something, you know what I'm saying? People don't have faith, and you know, what God says, you have to have faith, right? And people don't have faith. They wanna see it, and then they start believing it. But then you got the supporters out there that got faith, like, y'all got faith in you, kid. Like, you gonna be something, man. And those are the people, you know what I'm saying? But it comes with it, you know. You got 50% that ruin for me, then you got the other 50% that's not ruin for you, you know. And I learned that from Floyd, right? Floyd was like, everybody bought pay-per-view just to watch me lose, you know. So I feel like now I'm in that position now too. You know, a lot of people that's gonna buy that pay-per-view just to probably see me try to get knocked out or something, you know?
As long as they buy, though.
Yeah, as long as they buy.
But you gotta feel the love too, though, right?
Yeah, I feel the love. A little bit, not a lot. I see a lot of hate too between, you know, those smiles and stuff and people, but you know how it is, you know, people can smile in your face, and a lot of people, you know, they sneak diss you behind your back, but then when they see you in person, they give you a handshake. It's all, yo, what's up, yo, man, you the champ,
yes,
man.
Sir.
But you was just an hour ago just talking hella crap about me, you know what I'm saying? But it come with it, you know. I signed up for this, you know. I'm not a guy that works in Walmart or I'm doing a construction job, you know, where I'm just living a normal life. This is not normal what we doing, you know. It's gonna come with a lot of hate, a lot of trials and tribulations, you know what I'm saying? So I just gotta, you know, just keep that man upstairs first, you know, stay prayed up, keep my family first, keep God first, keep boxing first, and sky's the limit.
Well, brother, again, man, I appreciate your time, bro. It's a dope interview. You know, you take care of your business September 14th. A lot of things are gonna change for you in a very, very powerful way, brother. So
yeah, I appreciate it.
Man, handle your business.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's a wrap for the Art Award. We'll see you next time.